Okay, let's get right at this. It's 5:21. This is video number 95, and we're finally finishing off the test. I'm going to do the order of the questions 49, 50, and finally 48, and that will finish the test. So you have it on tape, each and every question done in detail. And please contact me if in any way you got something different and worked out differently the answer for you. Okay, so we're going to do number 49 now, and because it's a tedious problem and we've done it many times before, writing out the data, you should have the question in front of you if you're looking at it. The length is 4, the height is 9. We're talking about the surface area. There it is, giving it away. Units squared. So I'm going to move the camera over here, and you can clearly see what I did. I wrote out the formula, divided everybody by 2. It's always a better idea to do that. You cut down on the size of the numbers, combined like terms. 13 plus 36 equals 176. Did the algebra, you'd have a calculator handy, and then you divide 143 by 13 and come up with W equals 11. Not sure, you'd plug in this, the 4, the 9, and the 11, put it into the original formula, and out would pop 358. So a lot of kids got that one right. They wrote out the correct answer, which is over here, W equals 11. So I'm going to leave it like that. That was like 2 problems of that, and there was some on the multiple choice. So you see what they're asking you to do. You were taught this, and it was, certainly we went over it. Now, the last one, number 50, we'll get to 48 in a couple minutes. I can just erase. 48 is more of a concept question. It was disappointing how many kids didn't do that. So I set it all up here, and might want to reclaim a little space over here. We don't need this anymore. This problem has been done. As time goes on, we learn how to use the video more appropriately, saving time and making sure your learning process is enhanced the most possible. And I'm cleaning the board here. And it seemed like there were a lot of problems with the last one. And we certainly did a lot of it. So let's focus on what the question is. I think most kids who paid attention and were doing their assignments know that they're looking for the combined. That means the compound volume here. So your radius is 7 because they share the space. You can see the picture on your problem. And in one, the height is 12. We're making sure of that. In one, the height is 3, and the other one, the height is 4. So that was written wrong here. But it doesn't come up as I follow up the problem. Sorry about that. Okay? So there's your data. Nothing big, nothing that we haven't done in so many times, in so many ways. And then I'm underlining something I really didn't see enough of, I must admit, is the exact answer. The exact answer means the precise answer. The precise answer means they want the answer in terms of pi. Not many kids were able to do that. Kind of disappointing. So I'm going to work that problem out in detail. I'll start here above because we'll let you look at what I started. Here I just plugged in 1/3 pi r squared h, pi r squared h, and just plugged in the numbers. And now I'm going to do something. So we're going to draw a little arrow here and go left to right and maximize our use of the board over here. And just a little disappointing. And remember, you're high school kids now, and you'd be expected to do stuff like this. And we might as well put 49 times 4 together, if I can find that somewhere. 49, oh, here it is. Sorry about that. I don't want to redo the video completely just for that. So 49 times 4 is, sorry to hold you back there, 196. I have it written out. And now I'm going to do something, and so many kids don't do this. It's really disappointing, so I want to write it out. And 49 times 3 is, let's just write that out so kids don't get confused. 49 times 3, sorry, just a second, because we want to take our time on this problem, is 147. So kids who are really making all sorts of mistakes here. So that's that, and that's that. And what's 3 over 3? Well, what have I done and why have I done it? You should be able to do that. That's 6th grade math. I want to put these two terms together, right? But I can't put them together unless the denominator's the same. So isn't 3 over 3 1? Sorry to be explaining this to some of you. It's so obvious. So that means if I write 3 over 3 instead of 1, I can put these two guys together. Got that? And then have a 3 underneath, and I'll have my precise answer. So it was kind of disappointing to see that so many kids are on the moon with going from here to here. From here, step 1, here this would be step 1 maybe, and this step 2. Notice I'm taking my time here. And here's step 3. And then step 4, you could use your calculator and put everything together, and you get, again, an unnecessary step, I know that, but I'm concerned to see so much trouble. 196 plus pi over 3. There we go. That's why we did everything. Just adding all this stuff together, and that comes out to 441. And then I'll just put it together. I'll move the camera in a second, so you'll be able to see that all be done. That would be 637 pi over 3 centimeters cubed. And I'm going to move the camera right now. I know yesterday I had a little issue with that. So there I am with step 3. There I am with step 4. Just putting my numbers together, 3 times 147. So this transformed into this. You should be able to do that at your age. And then I have everything together, and that's the precise or an exact answer. There's a 3 here. It's a little sloppy, maybe. I don't know. Shouldn't be that bad. Okay? And some of you might have reduced. I think that's the reduction here. Where is the key? 12. Okay, 212 and 1/3 pi centimeters cubed. And of course, I saw so many answers which were just number crunching without even the centimeters cubed. And that, when you did that, I wrote something, you'd get around, I guess, 667, which really deserves points off. But since we're in this situation here, let's make sure we got this right. We're making sure we're in this situation here. I saw a lot of that, like 667. What am I supposed to do? Came up crunching the numbers with the answers, but they really intended that the precise answer would be this, or even preferably this. So that takes us down to the last question. We're doing number 48. I held off on 48 because that's more of a conceptual question. I don't have to write out all the math that I'm doing, and because a lot of this, one good thing for you is that you can stare at it, you can pause it, and you can slow the whole thing down, which is something you couldn't do in class. And here I am, getting rid of all this stuff and doing the last problem, which won't be a lot of time for us. And when I look at that, they say which is greater, and they give you a cone, and r equals 6. It turns out that it doesn't really matter what data they give you as long as r and h are the same thing. And then they play a little word game here. They give you a cylinder, okay? And it has r equals 6 and h equals 12. And you can put the numbers in and still get the correct answer. I'm not denying that. There we go. Okay, there's the cone, and there's the cylinder. Okay, and And they're going to say, but you take 1/2 of this. So the clearest way to see it is to write out your formulas. There's r squared h. Notice I'm not going to even bother to plug in. And this one, before you take half, is pi r squared h, right? But then they said, whatever this is, put it in this data, you take half of it. So then we're going to maybe see cut it in half or something like that. There's our knife cutting it in half. And then this would become 1/2 pi r squared h. Well, forget plugging in the numbers. Let's do what we did yesterday. We'll just move over here and see it's conceptual. The cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. I'll put the little comparison box. And according to the wording that they themselves used, whatever this cylinder was, I took half of it. Well, whatever half the volume is half of this. So there we go. So which is greater? Well, since they share the same numbers, there's nothing really to talk about, right? The r's are going to, if I do a ratio or whatever, the r's are going to cancel. So this is all the same. So this is all the same. But an elementary school child could see that 1/2 is bigger than 1/3. So it's obvious that the cylinder is bigger than the cone. I didn't even have to do all this to do that. And so that was it. However, if you plugged in numbers that so many of you love to do, and you plugged in the numbers and you got your calculators all heated up, you're still going to come up with the cylinder. Even half of it is more than the cone. And that's number 48. And that would finish off the test for those of you who wanted to see it done correctly from beginning to end. There's number 48 written out. So I'm just going here so you can see what I did one more time. So I guess we say adios to the test. We have all these videos. My wife puts them up on YouTube as well. So there shouldn't be any complaints or belly aching that you missed it. If you missed it, you catch up on it. And there we go. One more time with number 48. And we say goodbye to the test, preparing for the next one.